I made an army of minis and it cost peanuts. The minis pack flat, so you don't need a barracks to store them, and in this video I'll show you how you can make your own paper minis using any image. And if you want to know how much it really costs per mini, make sure to stick around to the end where I'll do a full breakdown. I made my minis for D&D and TTRPGs, but you can use them for wargames if your opponent doesn't mind you not using round-based minis. So how do we make paper minis? First up, design. My mission with this channel is to help you create. So first, I'll show a full DIY method, and then I'll show a shortcut you can use to make minis in bulk with just a couple of clicks. Regardless of which method you use, you'll need images for your minis. You can draw and scan, make digital images using image editing software like Affinity, pull images from the internet, or use stock or commission art. The images I use for minis are all standard card dimensions 5:7, and you can crop any image to this ratio using Affinity for free, as shown in this video up here. For the full DIY method, you can use Word. Insert your image and resize it. I make my standard minis 2 centimeters wide per side. Set wrap text to square so you can move the image around freely. Copy the image 3 times. Next, line the images up. Vertically, this is pretty easy. Right-click on your first image and select Size and Position. Then on the Position tab, copy the value for vertical absolute position. For your copies, set the vertical position to the same value. For horizontal alignment, copy the value for horizontal absolute position and add multiples of your edge size for the copies. I'm going to take a shortcut for the next part and use a template I made earlier, which has tab positions on it, but you can create your own that looks similar using lines in Word. I'm going to use a template with space for a base because I like colored bases, but you can make one without if you prefer. I set the wrapping to square, send the image to the back layer, and reposition and resize the template so there are minimal gaps. You'll see how the tabs work a little later. For the base, add a rectangle and set the shape outline to no outline and the shape fill to whatever color you want. Zoom in, move and resize the base so there are minimal gaps. And voila, you have a template. To copy your template, you can select every element, group them, and copy the group. You can then change images for each mini or change base colors as you please. This doesn't take long to set up and it works pretty well, but we can do a lot better with a little bit of DanDMadeEasy magic. To design minis really quickly and customize them with cute title banners, you can use a template that I made, which you can grab for free by signing up to my newsletter, link in the description. In the template, you upload your image once and it automatically duplicates it with pixel-perfect precision. It even duplicates everything across multiple minis so you can make a bunch at a time if you want to. You can add titles in different colors and give your minis names, and all of that is copied automatically as well. You can also add identifiers for groups and make minis in block colors, perfect for when you don't have an image to hand or you don't have much time to prepare for a game. The free template has 2 centimeter minis which work great for small and medium-sized creatures. I also made a version that includes smaller and larger templates for every D&D creature size from tiny to gargantuan. You can grab that one for the price of a coffee, link in the description. To use the template, you'll need Acrobat installed and you can use the free version. So with everything designed, how do we make our minis? I print my minis on 250 GSM A4 paper, which works out at about £90 cover for letter size. Because of the thickness, you'll want to use your printer's rear tray. Make sure you set your printer to print actual size on cardstock. Cut around the template inside the guidelines, but don't cut this bit out. Next, score the edges between each side of the mini and between the mini and the tabs. I use a ruler and a modeling knife to do this, but you can probably manage with any sharp instrument if you're careful. Now cut all the way through this section on the left, but be careful not to cut the whole tab off. Fold every score line and you can assemble your mini by pushing the right tab through the hole you made in the left one. Since there's no gluing involved, you can store your mini easily by unfolding it. 2 cm and 1.5 cm minis fit in a card binder, along with lots of the other creations I take to my games. So how much did each mini really cost me to make? I'm going to ignore the fact that I paid a few quid for a license for the art here, because we can use any image, and I've already used these images a ton. I print my minis on Prisma, my Canon MAXIFY GX6020 ink tank printer. Ink tank printers are really economical, so they're a great investment if you're going to print a lot. You can find a link in the description. If we assume about 30% color coverage for a page with 10 minis, the ink costs about 5 cents per page. I buy my paper in bulk for about 11 cents per page. That's 16 cents for a page with 10 minis, or 1.6 cents per mini, and I can make 60 minis for under $1 and still have some change. I'm not going to count how many peanuts are in this bag, but it cost me £1.75, and I can make 140 minis for that. I love 3D printed minis, but they take a lot of space, they're awkward to transport, and if you don't have a 3D printer or a friend that has one, they can be expensive. For these reasons, I just love how accessible paper minis are, particularly for monsters. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. There are loads of ways to level up your games with images, your creativity, and a dash of DanDMadeEasy magic. Check out custom cards in this video, and a bunch of creations to streamline initiative in this one. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. And until next time, happy crafting!